Good shit. Yeah, you can smile all you want. It's not on yet. Wait for it. Smile, buzz, smile big, smile big. Pretty girls. Is it recording? I think so. Hi. How are you? $20 says Nico spills that coffee before we're done.
I already spilled it once.
So. Welcome to the AfterBuzz. I tried to get him to spill it earlier, but to no avail, unfortunately. That's you didn't jump at all when I tried to scare you earlier, man.
No, I was in the zone.
Is it the glasses? Because it's really starting to weird me out. Like, why are we wearing the glasses?
What's wrong with them? They made me look cool.
Okay, so there's a few different topics we're going to get to today. One of which involves Nico. And see, he just dropped his phone. So when we get to that topic, we're going to need Nico to take off the sunglasses. Okay? Are you wearing them because they say Dolce on the side? Are they Dolce & Gabbana?
Do they say Dolce? Oh, God.
Duce.
How much did you spend on those glasses?
They're made of wood.
Okay, that's not the question.
So like $10.
You spent $10 on those. Where did you buy them?
The Forest store.
Where's the Forest store?
No, these are called Woodies, and you can get them online.
What's going on with that guy?
I hate a peanut.
What's up, 34 people?
I'll be back.
All right, well, he'll come back. Get out of here.
Seriously?
Go. Jesus Christ, man.
Seriously?
He didn't even shut the door. Kevin, you right there. Can you shut the door? No, it's Buzz's fault. And we're on the air right now, and he already just left.
Oh, my God. Buzz died.
There you go.
Welcome to the Adams Show.
You heard it first. Buzz is dead. Okay, so a couple of the topics I was going to talk about. One of which, do you know where I was at this weekend?
Do you have a clue?
What?
Well, no.
Okay, no, you can say yes or no. Like you don't have to.
Is everything a quiz or a game?
No, I just wanted to
No, I had no idea. Where were you?
know, I was at a Catholic retreat. For the love of Christ! What is going on with this episode? Dude, are you done?
I think so.
If you're going to sit there and cough, just go away.
Okay. You were at a...
Go, okay. No, it's not. It's really not. Like, I needed Nico here, not you. So...
Okay, so he was at a Catholic retreat this weekend.
I was at a Catholic retreat. You know what it was for?
Well, you were retreating from the Protestants.
Okay, well... So I've never been religious whatsoever.
Yes, you can tell from all your tattoos.
I had maybe been because when I'm at church with my fiance,
and you have he has a goat tattoo that looks kind of like the devil.
Yeah. Baphomet.
Yeah. Baphomet.
Okay, so
Baphomet.
For the love of Christ. Oh my God. All right, so I was at a Catholic retreat. What do you think the retreat was for?
For getting married.
Yes! As a matter of fact, it was. There's a thing
because supposedly Catholic people find that their priest should be involved in their marriage.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with the priest, actually. Well, I think so. The priest is the one who requires that you go. And the whole point of the retreat, it's called Engaged Encounter. And it's
Encounter?
Other married couples are there to... you kind of go through this course of how to deal with things. These are some of the things that are going to pop up. While you're married and, deal with it, yada, yada, yada. And then day 2 is like all about Jesus. It's kind of where they lost me.
Day 2. It took one day to lose Brandon.
But yeah, so, it was a Catholic retreat. It was great. I wanted to personally thank all the people who came out there because these married couples, they go up there and they spill the beans on like everything. Like they are willing to be like, hey, this is a fight that we had. And they tell these stories and you're like, dude, like that takes balls to do that. So I was rather impressed by that. And I dug through a garbage can for a retainer.
Whose?
The fiance's.
Oh.
Because she got her braces off, so now she's got a retainer. She puts it to the side as we're eating, and then to be nice, I was like, hey, are you done eating? Picked them up. We both weren't even thinking about it. I go take the 2 trays, bloop, into the garbage can, and then all of a sudden, 5 minutes later, she looks at me, my retainer. So I'm over there, I'm digging through it, and I started out like just kind of picking napkins. I knew it was wrapped up in a napkin, so I'm like picking them and doing this. I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to find this thing, I got to get in there. So I'm like hand in people's old food. It's mashed potatoes, it's chicken, like it's super disgusting, but by God, found that retainer.
Wow, you are ready for marriage, man.
Yeah, I'm willing to dig through a garbage can for her retainer.
That's something you do in high school as well, though.
Yes, it is. All right, so another thing I was going to announce today, we have our first D&D game coming up.
Drunk and disorderly.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. No, our Dungeons & Dragons, it's happening this Saturday night at Military Gamer Supply. We're looking to shoot the game off at 7 o'clock. The reason this one's going to be different is it's not going to be like random people coming in and playing. We're going to have hopefully a consistent group of players. But if anybody wants to show up to Military Gamer Supply at 7 o'clock, hang out. I'm going to see if I can get some free stuff out of Military Gamer Supply. Woo! Come hang out and watch us get this storyline of these 4 characters that we created. Bonar Growrod is one of the characters. And then I can't remember the other ones, but Bonar Growrod.
Are Joanna and Lisa going to play?
No.
Oh, I'm going to play.
Again, consistent players I can count on, which is why nobody from the show is playing.
I'm going to play.
No, he's not. For the love of God.
I will definitely.
You're more than welcome to show up, but you're not going to have a character for you.
I want a character.
Also coming up on Friday, I think about 10:30 or 11 o'clock, we're going to do a UFC stream again, what I did last time before the UFC fight, where we're talking about everything coming up. Last fight kind of worked out pretty great, or last time worked out pretty great because it was the night before, or the day after the Conor McGregor thing went down, where he was throwing the garbage cans and the dollies and everything like that. So we'll have that coming up on 10:30. So got through all that stuff nice and quick. Now to the big thing that has trumped all the other AfterBuzz topics I was going to talk about today. There's been a problem in the Buzz Adams household, and it had to do with a jar of Girl Scout cookies.
Yes.
What is
For
that?
our purposes, these were a jar of Girl Scout cookies.
Yes. So
Girl Scout cookies are legal in some states.
yes, not Texas, but it is. They are in California. So anyway, so Buzz, you give your synopsis kind of what happened.
I don't eat Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah.
It's just not my thing.
No.
Some people do, but I'm not one to judge. So all I know is, so Nico lives in one room of the house, and I have another house guest, and a lot of people know who that is.
Yeah.
So anyway, we won't say the name because we didn't tell them we're going to talk about
Okay, and not his parents. His parents they're still.
No, this was.
Are they with you this week still?
They are, but this was a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
You know what Buzz told his parents about me? They're like, hey, that's Nico. He lives upstairs. Like, I was an attic troll that just came down for just randomly.
Well, because there's really, there's almost no other frame of reference where it's like,
you're not a coworker.
No, I know, but it was
this
just funny.
This is Nico. He's a doctor.
No,
or he's in college. No, this is Nico. He lives upstairs.
Yeah.
Okay, so these two guys split the upstairs.
Do you guys hang out in that middle room together frequently?
When Nico had left for California,
No, it has all of Scott's stuff in it still right now, and that's what he was getting. He wants it cleaned up for his mom. But none of that. No,
do
I
your
don't.
parents go upstairs?
If she does, she'll be pissed off that room is so cluttered because
that room has always looked like crap.
Yeah, but not. It's worse.
Like there's been times where I would after I moved out, I went up there and there was like month-old dog shit up there.
No, there was.
Yes, there was. Because Buzz never goes up there unless he needs a costume from the costume closet. Buzz never goes upstairs. All right. Anyway, back to the story.
So Nico went out of town a couple weeks ago or a month ago to do Comedy California. So the other person tells me, yeah, he took my jar of
Girl Scout
cookies. And I was like, why would you take a jar of Girl Scout cookies to California?
You can buy them in California.
That's actually where Girl Scout cookies come from. A lot of them.
That's like taking your own sand to the Sahara Desert. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Well, when Nico got back, I made a reference to it. He's like, what are you talking about? So I'm like, oh, you didn't take
that's
Girl Scout cookies?
Is this where you need to pick up the story?
This is where I would like to pick up the story and say, okay, Scott did not call me.
Or a roommate.
The other
The other roommate did not call me when he first noticed this missing.
He told us.
He told everyone else.
No,
but
just me and Lisa.
No, and Brad.
Because Brad's hanging around so often? Like,
yeah, they all go to Aceitunas, and he decides to tell everybody about this, and didn't even clarify with me, like, yo, Nico, did you take my Girl Scout cookies? None of that.
Okay.
So when I get back to El Paso, it's like everybody's telling me, "Oh, I can't believe you took Scott's jar. Can't believe you took Scott's jar."
Or the other roommate.
Or the other roommate's jar. Sorry, that's a lot of words to say. And so Buzz keeps bringing it up, like, "What happened? Why'd you take his jar?" And I'm trying to say, I didn't.
Okay, so at some point, like a thing we do is sit around on the back patio sometimes. So
And
we're
eat Girl
sitting
Scout
there,
cookies.
And Nico and the other person who resides at the house.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I notice their voices are raising.
Like it's
It's getting louder.
Oh, so
and it's like, you did, I didn't. So they're arguing
hold on.
back and forth.
To put this into perspective, I get back from California, okay? Scott still hasn't talked to me about it, and he just says,
and your grandpa had heard somehow.
"Oh yeah," and then
Girl
Scott.
Scout cookies.
No, that was because Buzz just claimed.
Wait. Let's not get sidetracked here. Okay?
Well, just another point. Buzz claimed I took all of his Zoloft, so everybody's like assuming I steal all of their pills and stuff.
No.
It's not Zoloft.
Not Zoloft. It's peanuts.
Whatever.
No, it was that one, wasn't it?
And then you said it
Yeah,
on
it was
you
Zoloft.
said it
No, it
on
was Zoloft.
air before I ever got a wind of it.
Because I took his word for it.
And you weren't around.
But yeah, that's a great time to clarify things. So anyways, I get home. Scott still hasn't talked to me about this. So then we're in the backyard. Oh, I think I did mention, like, "Hey, I didn't take that right." And he was like, "Oh, okay." So we're in the backyard, and he's still saying, like, "Oh."
But if you didn't take it, where did it go?
Yeah, he was still saying, like, "No, that had to have been you,
Okay,
man."
so, and it's getting louder, and it's like, all I know, Nico, is it was in my room, then you took it, and it's never been back since, so what else am I supposed to think?
So that
and
was-
Nico's also raising his voice over these Girl Scouts.
So that was Scott's side of it. My side is, okay, you say the last time you saw it was in my possession. My last memory is it being in your possession, and there we are.
Okay, so let me see if I can recap. All right.
I am opposed
So-
to having Girl Scout cookies anywhere in my house. So,
While his
Well, yeah.
parents
I
are
mean,
there.
you were on the gluten or the Atkins kind of diet,
That's
right?
right.
So I mean, you can't have Girl Scout cookies when you're on that diet. So let me recap really quick because we even had somebody in the YouTube chat just say, "I have no idea what's going on with this AfterBuzz." Quite frankly, we don't either. I've heard this story now probably 10 times. I'm still not 100% sure what happened, but let me see if I can clarify.
It doesn't help that we're calling them Girl Scout cookies,
Okay.
which they are.
Okay, so, well, at least somebody here saying they're talking about blaming Nico allegedly stealing things. So, before you left for California, did you ask Scott if you could take his jar?
Well,
Hold on, let me finish the question.
Okay, go for it. Sorry.
Did you ask Scott if you could take his Girl Scout cookies?
Okay, well,
In
before
the past, you have.
It's a simple question.
it's not a simple yes or no because I didn't ask like that. Okay, in the past we had shared the jar. He had let me borrow it. I had
How big is this jar we're talking about?
it's like this big.
You know,
But
the size of a Girl Scout cookie.
yeah, like a big Girl Scout.
By the way, Nico just spilled his coffee.
Yeah. Not on me. So we had been using it before. We had shared it. It wasn't like
Did you ever replenish the Girl
yeah.
Scout cookies?
And I had put
Okay, so that's beside the point. This had happened before where the jar was kind of going back and forth.
exactly. And the
Now-
last memory I have is putting it up. His last memory is me taking it.
Okay, so but when did you put it up? Was it after your California trip?
No, it was before. It was before.
So you didn't take it with you to California?
No, it was not with me in California.
He assumed he had because he never got it back, he said.
Has the jar since been found?
No.
So the jar is missing.
Yes.
Are there any more Girl Scout cookies in the jar?
I don't know.
Or was it just crumbs when you were done with it?
Well, again, when I was done with, there was some stuff in it when I left, but
Girl Scout cookies.
yeah,
Okay.
there was Girl Scout.
I'm just going to put this out there now, folks. If there's ever been proof to not smoke pot,
You'll forget where your Girl Scout
you'll forget
cookies
where
are.
your Girl Scout cookies are. And then you'll get in an argument about your Girl
So
Scout
there
cookies.
was some yelling. It didn't get, it wasn't like fisticuffs.
But it was like
It-
raised voices.
It was, and there was kind of like, here, have the Girl Scout cookies I have in my pocket. Fine.
So that's really what this was.
Now, I have a theory, a possible theory.
Yes.
Okay, maybe Nico took the jar.
Buzz's theory starts with me. All of these.
Well, you never know.
Well, it didn't teleport. I mean, it had to get out of the room.
All right, but
somebody had to.
Buzz is also involved in this too because if I didn't take it, if Scott says he didn't lose it because he might have lost it his own,
I certainly didn't.
Buzz could have taken it because he was asking me for Girl Scout cookies the week before, and Buzz
Not for me.
Oh man,
I don't eat Girl Scout cookies.
But they might not.
But he said he had a friend who was a pretty girl who would like some Girl Scout cookies.
I didn't say I wanted to take them. I said she might want to come over later.
And who knows? Maybe Buzz and her went up to look for some Girl Scout cookies.
We did not.
We did not.
All right. So now my next question then, since now we brought Buzz into the equation.
I'm not into it.
Hold on. No. You are.
Now you know what it feels
like. You totally are. What if said friend knew of the jar of Girl Scout cookies?
She didn't.
They never came over? Okay. So that's out of the equation.
So the last suspect is the housekeeper, Henry.
No. Nico might have left the jar.
I like how the second Buzz gets brought into the equation, he can't all of a sudden form a sentence. It becomes a well,
Nico.
Okay, so say Nico has the jar, and he's like, I'm going to set it right here on the counter so I don't forget to take it back up to Scott.
Yeah.
And leaves it there. In the interim, the guy who comes in and I pay twice a week to come clean the house up says, oh, what's this jar? I better put it someplace. You know, it doesn't look like it belongs out here, and he put it up someplace. And it's there, but is that a possibility?
Sure.
Okay, then you're admitting that you
I'm sure there's a lot of possibilities. Doctor Strange could have come in and teleported it to the dark dimension.
I'm pretty sure he would have already seen all 14 million ways this thing could have played out, and there's only one.
And there's been no sighting of the jar. There's been no sighting of it, so I don't...
That's the thing that's boggling my mind.
It
might be in the pantry. Girl Scout cookies are usually in the pantry.
I'm assigning you a mission then. Find the jar.
I've looked... My car, it's not anywhere.
Wait, you were just going to say, I looked everywhere.
I've looked everywhere.
You just admitted that you haven't looked in the pantry.
Well, I mean... That's
the definition of everywhere.
I could take every little soup can out of the pantry.
Why would you not?
Because it's a jar.
Okay, but
how do you Girl Scout cookies. It's not that important.
Wait, is it a jar of Girl Scout cookies, or is it a jar that used to have Girl Scout cookies?
It might have dust. Who knows? First of all, it's not a considerable amount, one that's worth finding it over inside. I know that.
Does the jar
I think
have
the principle of the point is what it needs to be now.
That's not what I believe the other party's opinion is respectful of boundaries and property, and if you borrow something, bring it back. I don't think it has to do so much with the cookies or the jar as it does with the principle.
But if I didn't take it, then how can I return it?
Okay, let me confirm something here really quick because people are actually still confused in the YouTube chat. Girl Scout cookies is a nickname for something that we're talking about. So, because they're trying to blame Buzz, saying that he took Lunesta and went on a food binge and ate Girl Scout cookies.
I would not have eaten Girl Scout cookies.
Okay, these cookies you can smoke if you really, try hard.
Oh God,
lemon bars. They're called lemon bars.
Yeah, they're lemon bars. There we go. All right, so
we don't want to be openly talking about anything that might not be.
Although right now we are in the green room, so I'm just throwing that out there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
we'd have to be crazy to not say we're talking about Girl Scouts.
This is very true.
So that's what we're talking about.
Buzz does forget a lot of stuff, though.
But I didn't take it. I'm not even interested in Girl Scouts.
Well, the interesting thing is we're talking about a gone jar.
Yeah, it's gone. Wait, what do you mean?
A gone jar.
I could have pronounced it with more of an accent. A ganja. It's a ganja.
Ganja.
It's a ganja.
It's a ganjar.
Give us a little Jamaican there, Nico.
It's a ganjar. It's Irish.
And now there's multiple people who are just now realizing what it is we're talking about and the fact that it's not actual Girl Scout cookies. I think the funniest thing is there are people who thought we were making this big of a stink over actual Girl Scout
Nobody
cookies.
cares about fucking Girl Scout cookies. Give me a break.
Well, all right, okay. So the end all is, Nico, you're still not sure what the hell happened. Which again is proof.
This is my point.
Don't smoke weed, folks.
Exactly.
Or at least at the amount.
This is my point. Scott should have called me when it first happened, when he first realized, so we could have figured things out from the very beginning. And that's it. Should have left it alone. So
it's his fault.
No.
His property's gone. You may or may not have been the last person to see it, but somehow
It's
This is
his
all
fault
his
since
fault.
he didn't go through the proper protocol.
Well, no, he didn't even check. It might have been his fault. It still could be anybody's fault. I'm not saying it's not my fault, but
It could have been burglars who broke into the house.
and the only thing they took was a jar of
The
Girl
jar.
Scout cookies.
well, I think in this case, when you have somebody that takes Lunesta, both of us smoke, all three of us are not credible. So don't just lump me in as the uncredible one.
Okay,
hold on.
I would know if I went upstairs and took
No,
something.
you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
No,
No, you wouldn't.
No,
No, you
that
wouldn't.
half hour guy. No, you wouldn't. Okay. Is it possible that there have been other guests at the house that may have taken said jar? Either a guest for you or a guest for other roommate.
Nico's the person who has the most guests over.
You sleeping around, man?
Yeah, I have sex. I have some good sex. I don't know. Okay, I don't know where it is. If I took it, then I did, and it's lost. But I've checked every location that I go to. I own my car, my room, every piece of luggage, nowhere to be found. And that's something that stoners don't forget about. Is like that's what they need to fuel themselves.
Girl Scout cookies.
Girl Scout cookies. So you definitely don't want to lose that. You may lose your car keys or your phone or your wife, but you won't lose your Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah, that's true. What if?
Okay, but Scott and I are both saying, I can say definitively, there is no question in my mind that I've never even seen this jar.
But the problem with Buzz saying this, it's not helping your point at all, because there are times where we tell you things and you're like, oh, I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
And all of us are like, we literally just talked about it yesterday.
Yeah, but I would know this. This is different.
Okay, the only reason I'm roping you into it is now you know how it feels. Because I
Right,
feel
you don't think for a second that I actually
no,
had it
I know.
right.
I don't think it's really Buzz. I don't know. I don't think it could. I think it could be either me or Scott who just lost it.
Here's another thing that might have happened, and the reason you can't find it, like your theory around the housekeeper seeing it and then putting it somewhere.
Yeah, just putting it up.
Is it the
House
kind of jar
tidy.
that would be thrown away? Like, is it like an old coffee can that has?
No, it's not easy to mistake.
Is it like what does the jar look
Is
like?
it made of fine Waterford crystal?
It's just a small black plastic jar. What's that really nice crystal? Swarovski?
Swarovski?
Yeah.
Swarovski.
So it's like that?
Yeah, it's in a black little jar. It's plastic.
Well, is
It's
there
not-
any markings on it, or is it just straight black?
Completely black.
Is it a jar you would buy at a store, or is it like something that housed something else and then you put Girl Scout cookies in it?
No, at this point, it's just a regular old weed jar. I feel dumb. I feel dumb getting into it even this much anymore.
Done.
Everybody's saying that the dogs probably ate it.
Okay, but
doubt
they didn't
that.
eat the jar.
No, I've seen them eating some shit.
They didn't eat the jar because there'd be jar shards.
You never know.
You know what though? In the case of the missing Girl Scout cookie jar, it is a cold case. The scent is left cold.
But I remember in the argument,
Yeah.
the blow up, there was like how can you say you don't have it when you won't even go look? So I guess like Scott was saying, Nico, you haven't even tried to look.
That's not what you said. You didn't say that at all. I told him I had looked everywhere for it.
I'm noticing a problem here when we're trying to find something and there's an argument between two specific people who partake in a specific recreational activity that limits the memory function. And when I hear, oh, I didn't do that. Oh, there's no way I didn't do that. It comes into question the validity of the statement.
Yeah, but when I check everything and I can't find it, what
But you didn't
am I
have
to
to check
say?
in the pantry.
Oh, okay, yeah, I didn't check under the pool either because it might be like in the pool.
Okay,
where
but
No,
the
but what we're
pantry
saying- we're
is a
saying the
reasonable
pantry-
place
yeah.
that Henry might have put
He
it.
might have taken it and
Just
and
said,
thought,
I'll
and then
just
put
put
it in
this
the
on my
pantry.
shelf.
you would smell it if it was in the pantry. No, I'm not even lying. If you were in the pantry,
But
you
what
would smell
what
it.
we're saying is, what if there wasn't a lot of Girl Scout cookies left in there? Like crumbs don't really smell
Yeah,
too much.
this jar smells.
So there
man.
was some dank Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah, if you went into the pantry, which is a closed space, and it was hidden somewhere around.
By the way, I'm just finding out about these girls. No more Girl Scout cookies.
Why? Because it creates problems?
Yeah,
or
I
what?
don't condone it. I don't appreciate it.
It means both roommates will now be moving out within a week. at
They're
Casa
not
de
roommates. Roommate implies that they're paying.
Oh, sorry.
rent, and so that's
What was the term then? It wasn't roommate.
foundlings.
No.
Wayward boys.
Wayward boys.
Yeah,
We're all
boys.
men though.
No, wayward boys. Yeah. So from the chat, like they're mentioning maybe the dogs took them. There was no residue. At this point, I think you just got to find the jar, spend some time.
You definitely got to check the pantry. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
okay.
you at
going
least
there
have to
looking-
take a look in there, or he could have put it in one of the cupboards in the kitchen. Did you check all the cupboards?
They check all the cupboards.
Because here's how long it takes to look at a cupboard.
Yeah.
So, are you willing to do that?
Yeah, I'll go back home and I'll check all the cupboards. I guarantee you guys, that's not where it is.
You guarantee
Really?
it's not there.
I guarantee you that it's not in the cupboards, and I will make a slight other guarantee that it's probably in Scott's room. And that
You think it's in Scott's room?
I think it's in Scott's
You
room.
think that he's holding tight with his?
No, have you seen his room? Have you seen his room?
No.
Okay, then you guys have no idea how things would probably get lost in there.
Stop waving that thing around so much, there, dude.
My room is pristine.
Is it
I
really?
don't know.
It's right. My room is pristine.
Which one are you in? So when you go upstairs,
To the right.
you're to the right and Scott's to the left.
Yes.
Yeah, how does Brandon know the floor plan of my house so good?
Because I've lived there.
He was a wayward boy at
I
one
was a
point.
wayward boy for a little while. I grew up.
Wait, so was Ferdy? Do you have a lot of dudes living in your house?
I've had girls. Yeah, Chef Sarah lived there for a little while.
How long did you live there?
About a month and a half.
Who else wants to live there?
I believe at this point there's still 2 bedrooms upstairs that are available if anybody's looking for a
It
house.
does have a
He
bunk
doesn't
bed,
charge.
though.
He doesn't charge rent.
You do have to entertain him,
Yeah.
though, during when he comes home, and you do have to.
How do you have to entertain me?
I have conversations with you. I don't have to.
You have
entertain
to talk. I mean, you don't even have to do
Yeah.
that. I have to entertain him.
I'm just kidding, but
God.
yeah, and then you have to like the dogs in the count.
Hey, do you want to settle this with Magic 8 Ball? Like, see what the Magic 8 Ball has to
Let's
say
give it a
about this?
shot. The end all be all here, considering it's not looking like we're gonna find the jar. So
So the Magic 8 Ball, only, the response is yes, no, indication.
have you
or
looked
yes.
ever looked up like what the different responses are?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen enough Magic 8
No,
Ball.
like the percentage of how many are no, how many are yes, and how many are ask again.
See, I don't like to mix science with my magic, Brandon.
Okay.
So how do we want to ask the question?
Well, let me see here. We're looking
Ask if
at,
I'm in the wrong.
there's 12 yeses, 6 nos, and 6 ask again laters, and then 8. There's 6 nos. So you're looking at majority of yes. So
Okay, well, ask if I'm not in the wrong.
Let's say
hold on? I got a few questions for you. Is the jar in the pantry? This is going well.
you may rely on it.
Oh, so it is in the pantry. Now, next question. Did Henry put it in the pantry?
It's not like there's a 12 and 20 chance that it's yes.
12 and 24.
Oh, so 50% chance that it says yes.
It says yes. I don't see what else it says there. There's some.
As I see it, yes.
As I see it.
All right, one more question. Are you ready?
Yes.
Who was the last one to have... Or wait, no.
Was
Nico the last one to have the jar before Henry moved it into the pantry?
50%.
Magic 8 Ball, talk to me. Talk to me. Yes.
Oh!
Definitely.
Survey says.
Magic
Congratulations.
8 Ball convicts you on all counts.
All 3. Nico left it out. Henry put
found
it
it.
away. And he put it into the pantry. Case closed.
Yeah. Well,
Next week, we'll have the other roommate.
that would be weird.
No. Okay, so anyway, so I'm about ready to wrap up this this AfterBuzz. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
You
That's a
should
no.
not eat Girl Scout cookies.
Really? Is that what you believe?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. That's my official position.
That's
on
your
it, yeah.
official position.
Is it because the Girl Scout cookies in some areas are technically not legal?
Yeah.
Really?
If they're legal, you're fine with it?
So you've never eaten Girl Scout cookies?
I've tried Girl Scout
When's the most recent time you've tried it?
When you were in California.
Yeah, when I took that.
Yeah.
God, I don't remember. I mean, many, many years, I would say.
Many years
Many
ago.
years.
Okay.
I tried it. I didn't like it, and I didn't swallow it.
You liar. You loved it.
All right. So really quick, coming up Friday, it's 10:30 or 11 o'clock. I'm not sure which. We're going to talk UFC. Isaac, the owner, head guy out at Gorilla MMA, is going to be coming in. And then Saturday, we will be having another D&D game. It's going to be out of Military Gamer Supply, 7 o'clock Mountain Time. We will be streaming it. They'll be streaming it on their platforms as well. And so if you want to come out to Military Gamer Supply, you're more than welcome to. We'll hopefully have some giveaways and stuff while we're out there from 7 until 10 o'clock this Saturday. D&D out of Military Gamer Supply. Say bye, Nico.
Do you want to do real quick
What?
our personal fan theories on what's going to happen in the next Avengers movie? You want to throw it out there?
Well, let's say that for next week.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Let's tease. Nico, Gift's got his jar back.
Yes. Bye, guys.